What's up guys, Keone Photos here, and today I'm going to take you behind the lens and show you what gear I'm using when I go and shoot college football. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the gear that I use, how I use it, and why it's essential in capturing both stills and video. The Sony A9III is my go-to camera for stills, and the reason being is because it has a global shutter. Now the global shutter helps you eliminate any type of warping or distortion in any of your lines when you're shooting a subject that's moving at a very, very high speed, such as sports photography, nature photography. This thing handles extremely well and you're able to shoot on a high shutter speed, which helps you maintain your crisp, sharp edges. Another reason I really like it is because it shoots at 120 frames per second, so you can ensure you're not going to miss anything. Another really cool feature about this is that it has the pre-capture mode. Say somebody gets the football and they're running up for a touchdown and you're trying to switch from video to photo really quickly. What it does is it's able to go ahead and capture anything that you miss a few frames before you actually start pulling down the shutter button. And that has saved me a few times, I have to admit. Attached to the body, I have the Sony 70-200 millimeter. This is the f2.8 G Master Mark II. And I really like this focal length because when I'm shooting on the sidelines, I don't particularly enjoy shooting on a higher focal length, mainly because your subject is a lot harder to track if you're that tight on it. So I like to kind of shoot around like the 135 millimeter range, 135 to 200. And for me, that's kind of the sweet spot. I'm still able to get close enough to the subject, but I still have the flexibility to get like a wider, more all-encompassing frame if I really wanted to, and then I can always crop in and post. I like to shoot sporting events on the H+ burst mode. It's the fastest one that the camera offers. I like it because with everything happening so fast on the field, this gives me a little bit more peace of mind knowing that I'm going to get the shot. And because it's 120 frames per second, it requires a good chunk of memory. So for me, I shoot these Lexar CF Express Type A cards. I shoot the gold and the silver ones, and they have a write speed of 800 megabytes per second. So extremely fast and able to keep up with how fast this machine is. It's got a dual card slot here too, so 2 CF Type A's, one in this one in this one. Mine are only 320 gigs, but that's all I need. Now say the game is over and I'm on the field just snapping some pictures of the players after the game, celebrating, congratulating the other team, saying good game, this and that. I really like the single shot mode on this as well because the recoil speed is like that. You can literally just take a photo, take another photo, take another photo. You can pretty much just rapid fire on the trigger and it'll keep up with you without having to like reload or write. And lastly, a feature that I really enjoy about this is there's a lot of times where I have to shoot stills and video at a game, and without having to handle two different cameras, this camera is very, very good when it comes to toggling back and forth. I like to shoot all of my video content in 4K 120 because I think that just that 120 frame rate is so buttery when you're shooting high action, especially if you're shooting a night game or if you're shooting, a football play that's up close to you near the sidelines. It's just really nice to be able to slow it down. So I toggle pretty often between S&Q mode to photos mode, and the amount of time that this takes to toggle back and forth is like nothing. I would say it's like a second, maybe less. I've had very, very positive experience toggling back and forth between video and photo on this single camera. If I'm on assignment and video is the only thing that's required, I'll shoot the Sony FX3. This camera is an absolute beast. For the size of it, it is just so powerful, and I can't say one bad thing about this thing other than I only have one of them. This thing is insane. And if you have one, you understand what I'm talking about. Just the quality that this equipment produces is so unmatched. And for the size of it, it's pretty wild. And one of the things that I really love about it is that with a recent update, you can shoot 4K 120. Like I was saying with the A9III, this camera, I shoot everything 4K 120 as well. And yeah, I can't say one bad thing about it. Again, I like to pair it with the 70-200. The in-body stabilization on the FX3 is just absolutely unmatched. It also has an active mode for the in-body stabilization, so it has standard and active, and I typically will shoot on active mode, even though it does give a little bit of cropping, but to me, totally worth it. I usually will rig it out just like this. So I have a small rig cage, a small rig side handle, and then we got that small rig top handle too. And to the top handle, I'll usually be attaching this Atomos Shinobi monitor. This monitor is, I love it. You can upload all of your LUTs to it. And the battery life, I guess similar to other monitors, is pretty good. So I can probably shoot an entire day just off of one battery, and I don't ever really turn off the monitor. I kind of keep it running because if I turn it off, you know, for whatever reason, and then a play is happening and I have to power it back on, there's a little bit of like a standby time for it to turn on, which totally normal, not a big deal. But yeah, and then I have this mini Rode shotgun mic. I like to capture all the crowd noises on this. This one's actually surprisingly really good. It picks up a lot of the noise pretty well and pretty evenly. And for the size of it, I mean, it's pretty nice. So the side handle I like as well too. And I don't think a lot of people know this about the small rig side handle, but it has a little magnetic slot for an Allen wrench. If you're anything like me, constantly looking for Allen wrenches, whether it comes to cage building or my tripod or like plates on the bottom for my tripod, always looking for an Allen wrench. So now that I have this guy on here, the Allen wrench is always on me. And then one last feature I really like about the FX3 is sometimes you'll shoot indoors in a stadium or you'll be shooting a night game. Well, the FX3 has a dual native ISO of 800 and 12,800. And for me, that is like, it's clutch. It's super clutch. So usually I'll keep it at 12,800 for a night game just to keep it kind of nice and bumped up. And then if it's still a little bit too overexposed, I'll put the Polar Pro variable ND on, and I'll see like which stop works the best for what I'm trying to achieve. Overall, this is a camera that pretty much goes with me on every single trip, even if I'm not shooting video, because I like to shoot personal content with it too. And I think for doing any type of like vlogging or anything like that, this camera is just, it's good in low light, so I like it. All right, and the last little guy that I have is the Insta360 X3. I like to mount this to a cold shoe mount and capture BTS. Probably the easiest way to capture BTS, because all you really have to do is power it on and hit record, and you can basically keyframe whatever you record in the Insta360 app. I like to put this on the camera too, wherever I rig it. Usually goes like right here. Sometimes I'll have it in the cold shoe mount, and I'll kind of tip it forward a little bit like that. And you're just able to get really cool BTS. So you can have it focusing on yourself shooting first, and then you can have it spin around to showcase what you are actually shooting. So this thing comes in handy pretty frequently, mainly because I'm so bad at shooting BTS content. I always forget. And it's usually just like an afterthought, or it's one more thing I have to worry about. So the fact that all you really have to do is turn it on, hit record, and you're good to go is not only time saving, but the footage looks really cool too. So yeah, this is a fun camera. With all that equipment, pack it into this Nomatic Peter McKinnon 35-liter backpack. This thing goes everywhere with me. I love how much space is inside it. It's got plenty of room for everything that I need with me, including my laptop. I also love that it's just got a really nice water repellent finish here, and the zippers are rubber sealed too. So there have been a couple instances where there has been some weather during some of my games, and thank goodness I had this because all the gear stayed nice and dry and I didn't have to worry about it at all. So there you have it. That is the gear that I like to shoot college football games with and other sporting events as well. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe to Adorama TV, and we'll see you in the next one.